Hello everyone, it's Melanie. I'm here now with part 3 of making these little scrap paper junk journal books. And let's just get right to it. So if you missed parts 1 and 2, you might want to go back and see those. But these are the ones that I have made in the past couple of days that I'm trying to use up what's in my scrap bin, or some of what's in my scrap bin. So here's one of the ones I worked on in the last video, and I have parts of it kind of ready to go. I prepped my covers, so I added a label, and I have put a coat of matte medium, and then I actually put a coat of gloss medium on top of that, and I kind of like the finish. I like the way it looks. So these are ready to go in, and because my paperboard, wherever I got it from, I don't know, it was shiny. This may have been the bottom of a, no, it wouldn't have been that. I don't know where it came from. But anyway, I roughed it up a little bit with my X-Acto knife since it was smooth on the inside. So here's my front and back covers. And I picked some end paper that I want inside when you open up the cover. So here's my end papers, and there's some heavy cardstock. And then I hope this is big enough. I just have a small piece of it, but I'm hoping that I can use this fabric to cover my spine. And I just did a zigzag and a straight stitch all the way around the outside edge because this is really loosely woven and I don't want it to unravel any further. So I zigzagged around the outside, and this was just a scrap of fabric that I had, so I don't have, it was longer but it wasn't wider. So this is as big as I can get it, and I'm hoping it will fit. So the idea here, usually when you bind a book in a traditional method, the end paper would attach, the cover would go, you know, it would go inside the cover, which would be a whole case, and then the end paper would go all the way across like that and attach the text block to the cover. Well, we're gonna do a little different. It would be like this, like when you open it up, how the end paper is all the way across. But we're going to do it a little different because I think this is sturdy in this instance. What we're going to do is sandwich, remember how I told you the first and last page of your signatures need to be full-size, sturdy paper. So we're going to take that first sheet of your signature, and we're going to sandwich it in between the front cover and the little paper that we cut out for the end paper, and we're going to glue all that together. And then we'll do the same thing on the back with the other piece of end paper, and then I'm going to glue this on. So let's get to it. This is one that I did not trim the foredge. You can see how scrappy and torn they are. This one I did trim the foredge of this one. Can you see how they're all smooth? And I think I like them both. They're just different. I like them both ways. But this one I didn't trim, and the piece, I'll show you when I get to the back. The piece here in the back is probably maybe just a little bit bigger than my back cover because I rounded the corners of my back cover. So I'm just going to mock this up here and see. I want the back edges of the cover to be flush. Let me see if I can get it with the back spine of my book. And once I've got that in there, yeah, I may just need to trim off the very corners. So just like I did on the front, I'm just going to kind of round out the corners of this front page. Make sure it fits inside there because I don't want it to stick out. I don't want it to stick out past the end paper. And you won't see it, so it doesn't matter if you do a really fancy job on trimming or not. So, got that. Oop, that's my front cover. This is my back. Okay, I'm going to glue these on first. So for my front cover, I'm still using my Scotch glue stick, and I'm gonna glue this first. I need a piece of, okay, so this is just a piece of deli paper I'm gonna put inside here, and then I'm going to put glue all over this front page, this first page of our signature, and I'm gonna put it on the fabric and on the paper, coat it really good. This is what's gonna hold our fabric to, or our text block to our cover. And then make sure that I've got a good bond. I'm gonna put some glue on my cover board also. Slip that out. So here's my front cover. I'm gonna place that right there on the front, just like that. And then I'm gonna go in here with my bone folder and gonna press this down. Burnish it down as much as I can. Get it nice and adhered together. So because I already have it cut, here's my front end paper, and I'm going to go ahead and add it since I've already done the front, and then I'll show you how I did the back. Get that nice and glued up, and then we're going to do another layer of glue on here. Okay. I'm going to press this down inside. There we go. So I'm going to push it down into that seam, and then as much as I can, but my hands are getting very sticky. I'm going to push this down. Sorry, my daughter just came in the room and it distracted me, so I was watching what she was doing and trying to do this at the same time. So once I get that end paper lined up in there, I'm gonna burnish it down really well. So now that front page, that front piece of the signature, that first page is sandwiched in between our front cover and our end paper. And I'm gonna want that to dry. Okay, so there's that one. And then we're going to do the same thing for the back. Clean piece of paper. I'm going to glue my backing on. Glue all over. Okay, and then I'm going to lay my back cover on. And as quickly as I can, make sure it's lined up with the back and that all the edges are, my fingers are so sticky. Make sure it's all lined up. Back and each end, like that. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and burnish this down. And then I haven't cut the end paper for this one yet, so I'm going to show you what I did. I'm just going to take the piece of paper that I've kind of cut to fit, and I'm going to put it back inside my cover here, push it way down into that corner, and so it hangs out of my book like this. This is how I did the one for the front. So then I'm just going to get a pencil and kind of trace around the edge of my book, all the way around it like that. And I'm going to cut this out just inside that line. I'll probably still have to take a little more off of it. But I'm just going to trim it just inside that line. All the way around. hopefully we'll get a decent fit. Let's see, that is close enough for me. So glue this up. This other end paper and put some more glue on that one. Slip that paper in there. Make sure it's lined up. I cut it kind of small. And let me wipe some of this extra glue off the edge. And then I'm going to burnish this down also. Okay. So there it is. It's even top to bottom. Spine is straight. It's still wet, but it's got our end papers in there. And then when I set this aside to let it dry, I'm going to put some fresh pieces of deli paper in the front and the back so that nothing sticks. So now is the moment of truth where I'm going to see if I can get this to fit on here, because I really love the look of that on there. You know what I might do? Maybe instead of using that, maybe I'll use this messy, nasty Fabri-Tac. Let me try that. See how this works. Because I really want a good bond since this piece of fabric is not very big, I really want a good bond to the cover. And I don't want to go over where the ends of my fabric that covered our spine is. So I did make this just a tiny bit longer, taller than the cover. So it could kind of hang off on the top and bottom with that fringe there. I think it's gonna work. Uh-oh, the Fabri-Tac is oozing. So I'll just kind of push that down in there. Oozed out some Fabri-Tac on there. It's nice, it comes off since I've got that gloss varnish on here. So I think that'll work, and it feels like it's, feels like it's really sticking in place. My hands are sticking to everything too. Here's the 4 that I've made. These have been a lot of fun. And like I said, it's just kind of an adaptation of the versions that I've made from the Arna and Carlos book. Oh, I love this one. I just love it. I don't know what I'm going to put in these. You know, I mean, this could be a very fancy grocery list book. You could put, I don't know, you could put your daily affirmations in here. You could copy scripture in here. It could just be your to-do list. I could put some kind of closure on it, and it could just be a little note paper book that I throw in my bag. This one's adorable, though. I really like the way it turned out. So this one I may end up redoing the cover because I'm kind of upset that I put too much paint over the top and then can't decide if I like this lace on there. This one I like. I just did a little collage on the front, and then it's got a layer of matte medium on top of it. Anyway, I hope this was fun for you guys. You know, if you think you might be interested in making some of this type of book, Arna and Carlos's book is really good. They're funny. They also do some kind of embroidery quilting. They have a few embroidery quilting videos that crack me up, and I like their style. They're really funny. So if you enjoyed these videos, you know, give me a thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next video.